again. I'm doing it again.
What's up, buds? Welcome to another episode of the Earbuds Podcast. This is a podcast where two very good friends talk about one very good album for a very good amount of time. Today is a shorty. This is episodes where we talk about the newest albums coming out today.
Yep.
And
we didn't miss a day at all.
We haven't missed a single day.
Possibly not even two.
We'll think
see.
every single day we've been uploading these.
Yep.
Unless you're right. You haven't been throwing those out, right? Those recordings that I send you?
I usually scrap anything you send me. So
Right, yeah. Well, today we're going to be talking about a brand new album by Viagra Boys called
fuck yes.
fucking
Called Cave World.
Cave World.
Yes, Viagra Boys, man. They're a really, really, really interesting group. I think they describe themselves as something like jazz musicians who decided to do a post-punk band or something. Which they're really interesting. They are post-punk for sure. I think you're going to get like some Idols vibes in there, and it's not just my fucking look that I have going right now. Like, I think they honestly do kind of sound like Idols a little bit, but they're way more dancey. Way dancey.
Is it kind of like a fucking parquet courts type of thing?
No, I would say it's a little heavier than parquet courts. And I think it's even dancier. There's something very like raw and post-punk about them, but goddamn, dude, like they have a lot of fun with their lyrics, and they just you're gonna be bobbing your head. I have a feeling you're gonna really like this.
Well, we'll see. I ran into Viagra Boys last year when they released I think Welfare Jazz.
Yes,
and
great album.
They kind of got a buzz going about them, and I checked them out. Nothing really caught on to me. Nothing really stuck at first, but
interesting.
I mean, I'm down to give it another try. You know?
I am too, man. Unfortunately there's not a lot of information about these guys out there, so like we're not gonna be able to do any sort of like education or real bios on these guys. They're from Sweden, and they're post-punk. So that's all I really know.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah,
Man.
I think that's all that really matters. As long as I hear Swedish, I am good to go.
I'm Brett, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I introduced myself.
This
is our first time
you're
meeting.
Brett.
I'm Brett. You're Anthony Fantano. I'm so glad to have you on, by the way.
Oh man, is it that obvious that I'm trying to take his look? No,
You're trying to snatch his fucking...
Yes, I'm trying to just jack his steez right now. But I am Lucas Anthony Fantano Intercovs, and it's hot as fuck today where I'm from, and so you're gonna have to be forced to look at my shapeless upper body for the next however long. So I'm sorry about that.
And you're gonna have to be forced to look at my very nice Trader Joe's shirt.
Plug. Hey, Trader Joe's, fucking sponsor us.
Trader Joe's has a podcast. They have some podcast stuff going on, and we should get on it.
That doesn't even make sense, but I totally believe it.
It's nothing. It's 10 minutes of propaganda. Anyway, Let's get into this fucking album.
Let's do it, man. We're going to do a play-by-play
this.
of this record. We're going to go one song at a time, tell you guys what we thought. At the end, we'll talk about our favorite songs, and then we'll kind of rate it. But you're getting our honest to God fucking raw reactions while listening to this stuff. So unfortunately we can't play the music, but you'll get our reactions after every single song, man. So let's get into it. The first track is called Baby Criminal, and it has an explicit sticker on it, so I'm excited.
Ooh.
I hope they say shit.
I do notice some of these tracks are
like 30 seconds,
40 seconds.
Yeah.
Should we do the first two?
Yeah, I guess so. That second song is only 39 seconds. We're doing Baby Criminal and Cave Hole. We might be doing that throughout this episode. We'll see.
All right, let's get into it. I'm excited to see where this goes.
I'm excited too, man. Uh-oh. This is a weed album.
So it's looking like on Genius, this is DJ Hayden, and the interludes will probably be just something like this.
Okay, got it.
The singer wanted to call the album Cave Hole, like K-hole.
Okay. All right. Sounds like it's about to get into Troglodyte there at the end of Cave Hole, but we had to pause it. We have to talk about this. Baby Criminal. I loved it.
Yeah, it's immediately very dancey, very groovy.
Yeah.
But it's got fun little elements in there. It's got a James Bond type of guitar.
Yeah,
kind of going in the side.
The
there.
production on the guitar was sick too. It's like super, super bassy and fuzzy. I almost thought it was the bass.
Yeah, but that bass is like nice and round and deep, and it's definitely holding the back end.
Dude, I almost got a Talking Heads vibe from Baby Criminal.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a big influence for these new bands that are coming up that have this post-punk kind of dancey sound about them, like Parquet Courts and Viagra Boys.
Yeah, super dance punk, but also very post-punk at the same time. Like the singer's voice reminds me so much of Joe Talbot, I think is the singer of Idols. He just has that same gruffy delivery, and almost the lyrics are kind of similar. Like where Idols is kind of funny and silly, but they can get really dark and demented at the same time. Like Viagra Boys seems to toe that line really well also.
Yeah, where this song is basically just about a little boy who grew up into being a crazy dude.
Yeah,
or something
I used to be a baby, now I'm just a criminal. Like super shaky voice too.
Love, the vocal deliveries on the last of the lines, dude. Like, little baby.
Yeah, so it kind of like reminded me of Talking Heads a little bit, and man, all that random use of saxophone. The kind of like crazy saxophone that would just be going off at times.
That.
Totally appreciate that.
Very much appreciate that.
I'm liking this, man. Let's keep going, dude. Troglodyte. Let's listen to that. God, I love that song so much, dude.
You ain't it?
You're just a troglodyte. Like super, you called it like super King Gizzardy, right? Like very kind of that like monotonous.
At that beginning, just that kind of
that kind of drony psych beat.
Yeah. But as soon as the vocals come in, like the mood switches. Yeah. And it becomes a Viagra Boys song.
Yeah, it becomes a weird disco 80s dance track. Tons of great 80s like synth in there that I liked a lot, and you called out that random flute.
A little like piccolo or something.
Yeah, man, I love the lyrics on this song though. Like, I love that it's talking shit about guns and shooters, and fucking obviously talking about MAGA and flat earthers and science deniers and shit. Like, I love it. Like calling them, saying that they evolved too late, that they need to catch up with everyone. Like, I just want to read the third verse because I love it so much. He says he don't believe in science. He thinks that all the news is fake. And late at night, he sits on his computer and writes about the things he hates. And he goes, but if it was 1,000,000 years ago and we were still living in caves, you would not be welcomed by the other apes because you evolved a bit too late. I'm like, what great shit talking. Like using science almost to shit talk science deniers.
Next level fucking diss track shit.
Yeah, dude, this is straight up diss track on like all the fucking idiots in the world that are just way too loud right now. I really liked it. That's my favorite so far. We will see. Let's listen to Punk Rock Loser.
All right, man.
Another super dancey track, man.
I'm loose.
It's
a little slower than the last one.
Yeah.
It's a little more steady, a little less groovy, but it's still got a pace about it. It's got these like kind of revvy synths.
Yeah,
that are kind of.
Dude, I almost got like Beck vibes from the song.
Yeah,
right?
It's kind of Beck a bit.
Yeah, it's Beckish. And his vocals are like really more subdued, and it reminded me a lot of Butthole Surfers.
Sure. Definitely get that vibe, especially with the lyrics he's tossing with just being basically just an asshole punk.
Yeah. They're kind of silly lyrics, but they're definitely kind of talking shit about punk rockers who, I guess you could say, like own the scene a little too much, Guys who think it's cool to just get fucked up and be assholes. I like it, man. I like that he's calling people out like that. He's just, so far, Viagra Boys are just doing really good shit talking on this whole record.
I mean, it's they're punk, baby. That's what fucking punks do, baby. We just talk
talk a lot of shit.
We just talk a lot of shit.
Well, I can't wait to talk shit about creepy crawlers.
Okay. You're just assuming you're gonna hate this one.
Yeah, I hate creepy crawlers, man. They used to freak me out when I was a kid.
That makes sense. I was never a big fan.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, were they the ones that they were like made out of little rubber, and they would just like fucking jiggle around?
My impression was that it was the slime candy that you made, and they were bugs.
Oh, I think you're right. Well,
in any case. Hopefully it's neither of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was intense.
Creepy indeed, I'd say.
Such a creepy song, dude. Like, more King Gizzard vibes, right? With that, like, doom, do good, do good, doom, do good, do good, doom. And the drums are just this driving rhythm.
As the song progresses, it gets a little more coherent what the music is doing. It starts out extremely ambient. The drums don't even come in for like the first minute.
Yeah, it's almost just a synth, like just going.
Yeah, the bass is kind of just doing this
very unnerving.
Yeah, and it's pretty much spoken word, but more the ramblings of just some dude who's off his rocker.
Yeah, I think we're picking up on a pattern here. There's a lot of shit talking about people losing their goddamn minds in the world right now.
Why would that be?
I don't know, because I've heard of some of these conspiracies, like they're putting microchips in the vaccines and they're harvesting our children that aren't vaccinated for their untainted blood. I think I've heard of that one. I've never heard of people thinking that their kids are being born with animal hair and not human hair. That's the first one for me.
I mean, you can just come up with anything if you don't really care.
It's true. And honestly, he could be making that up completely for this song and just mixing it in with all actual other real conspiracy theories. But it's just so insane that at this point, I totally believe that people believe that. You know, like he was like, that's not baby hair, that's animal hair. I can't touch it. It's disgusting. Blah blah. I'm just like, dude, I believe someone actually does think that, and that's fucking scary.
I mean, what's scarier is that you could reasonably believe a pretty big group of people believe something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
It's not weird that like one or two people is saying shit like that, but like when a good amount of the population is saying some fucking weird shit that is not based in anything.
It's not even based in reality. Like, it's literally, there's nothing. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we could obviously talk about this forever, but I love that that's what these lyrics are about, man. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, interesting track. It might be one of my go-tos. We'll see. Who knows?
I think me too. What's next?
I think next is the cognitive trade-off hypothesis.
Okay.
Which I've tried talking to you about so many times. Every time we get on call, I'm like, can we please talk about the cognitive trade-off hypothesis?
And you never put it in song form, so I could give a fuck less.
All right, yeah, I guess. And
we'll listen to that, and we'll listen to Globe Earth, because that's another little interlude there.
All right, so Globe Earth, kind of another ambient electronic kind of transition.
Yeah, I like it.
The cognitive trade-off hypothesis.
Major Gorillaz vibes, dude.
Very Gorillaz vibes, kind of specifically like the first album or Demon Days.
Yes. Yeah, it was cool because not just what he was doing with his vocals, because like he would have that kind of low singing voice throughout the verses, and then when the choruses came in, they would have like a falsetto voice going along with that low tone, and I think that's super super Gorillaz. But also just in the production on that song, like the drums and the bass felt like their bottom ends were just like turned all the way up, so it gave this song this really like heavy feeling throughout it.
Yeah, and that was kind of offset with these little fairy noises that were kind of happening throughout. And
yeah, cool synth stuff. Yeah, cool synth stuff like throughout the whole thing too, like kind of deep, distorted synth during the chorus. It just added this sense of like dread and creepiness to it. I really liked it. Apparently that song's like based off a documentary.
Yeah, over just like us trading being able to count well in short-term memory for long-term memory, where we can like plan to murder and plan to do mischievous schemes and all that.
Where like monkeys live in the now versus now when the monkeys came down from the trees and started living in the savannah, they now developed a need to speak to each other instead of like kind of warn each other just through sounds or through movement or something. So that apparently we traded short-term memory for long-term memory, and then now we're all murderers. So that's an interesting theory.
So that's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. Let's listen to Ain't No Thief, man.
All right, man, let's do it.
Man. Sebastian Murphy is quickly becoming one of my favorite punk rock singers of modern times.
I mean, it's a pretty good performance. I love the fuzz he has on his vocals the whole time. I love the fuzz throughout this track.
Yeah. It's almost like it's such a dancey, almost disco-y track, but it's like it's you called out that it almost sounds like Prodigy at times. This kind of house deep techno thing going on at the same time. While he's talking about like someone accusing him of stealing something that he obviously stole, but he's like so convinced of his own bullshit that he'll like contradict himself after every line about how he didn't steal it when he knows he did, but he's just offended that they are accusing him of doing it. It's great lyrics.
My motherfucker.
Yeah, we just happen to have the same stuff, motherfucker. I love it.
It's great, man. I love the vibe of that one, honestly.
Yeah, super fun, man. Super dancey.
This next one has a credit to Jason Williamson. Do you know who that is?
I don't know who Jason Williamson is. Apparently, he grew up in Grantham, but relocated to Nottingham as a student, where he joined forces. All right,
yeah, give me his origins first.
Oh, he's from Sleaford Mods. I've heard that band.
Is that kind of like a Viagra Boys adjacent?
It's more minimalist. Like, apparently they call it post-punk rap.
Okay.
It's interesting. I've heard a couple of their songs. I'm not a huge fan, but maybe he's going to be rapping on here.
All right, well, let's see, huh?
I like some good old rap music. Let's do it.
We're fucking big boy, baby.
Hey, big boy. I've loved every song so far. Genuinely. Wow, one of the longest songs on the record, like 5.5 minutes, but it so needed to be because it took you in like 3 different directions.
Yeah,
so cool.
Another song where it kind of builds up over time and more instruments get added.
Yeah.
I love the filtered. I couldn't tell if it was like a robot type of manipulation or if it was just like an old analog sounding filter that was glitching out.
Yeah, it almost sounded like a shitty speaker or something, someone using a shitty mic. That's why his vocals, I loved his vocals on this song, and they kind of reminded me of Tom Waits' production, where he'll just have like super distorted vocals and he's almost like kind of wailing at times. But yeah, apparently like what they wanted to do with this song was they wanted to sound like a 70s rock band playing a blues track, and I think they pulled it off for the most part, but well, they fucking did it. They finally got a goddamn hip-hop track on this record. The most unexpected thing it took goddamn long enough, and it from the first track I was like, all right, when's the rap coming? And it was really cool, man. Like you said, super Becky vibes too in the hip-hop. I really liked it.
And I love the lyrics where he's talking about, like, I'm a big boy, baby. And he's like, I pay rent and I got a TV.
And I got a big-ass TV, yeah. And I don't get offended and I'm not insecure at all and blah, blah. It's hilarious, man.
No, yeah, like, because there will be times that I'm like, I'm a big boy. I got my own, I got a bed.
Like, I have cat ear headphones.
I'm
a
like
big
an
boy.
adult. I'm a big boy. I got cat ear headphones.
Yeah,
I bought these myself.
At the $5 store.
Yeah, they were $5. The most expensive thing in the store.
I'm a big boy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one. All right, we're going to listen to ADD and Human Error now.
Interested in this next one because he mentioned ADD in Cognitive Trade-Off. Got Return to Monk as the last track. That you can see a very familiar pattern of... He just kind of wants to be a monkey, man.
Yeah, cave world. I think it's all kind of coming together. He wants to go back to living in caves, and he probably hates. I mean, I don't blame him. That's escapism. Who doesn't want to fucking escape this ridiculous goddamn planet right now?
Yeah.
Well, maybe just our country. Maybe that's the only thing I want to escape.
Well, in any case. ADD
and Human Error. Let's go. Man, what another great dancey, almost like minimalist at times, like dance pop there.
Yeah, I would say that's like the most electronic type of song we had on there. Very
Yeah.
electronic drums and
Yeah.
a lot of synths.
Almost chill wave, like percussion throughout the whole thing too. Like this really splashy, reverby kind of like things like going on in the background. Kind of reminded me of Washed Up a little bit. This is the first track on the record that made me look up who the producer was on this album. Because I'm just like, who is this? Because I was almost starting to think that like every other song had a different producer. But it's this guy Pele Gunnerfeld. Gunnerfelt is how you pronounce his name. But he did a lot of like Hives and Refused and your favorite Young Lean. You know, so this guy's kind of done some cool shit. Yeah, and then Human Error. Great, you know, another little random interlude thing that I'm excited to listen to Return to Monkey because it's like a 6.5 minute song and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, man. I, at this point, have no earthly idea what it's going to sound like.
Yeah, I think that's great though, not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's finish this thing off.
Let's do it. Last track, and then we'll get to our favorites and our ratings.
All right, man.
Return to Monkey.
Or Monk.
Whatever.
Just depending on your meme knowledge, I guess.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. What an epic closer.
What a closer.
Wow.
It's I mean, just kind of a rambling, rockin', DJ influenced kind of jam for the first 4 minutes, and the last 2 minutes is like kind of a broken down spoken word, ambient feedback festival.
Yeah, I mean, it's again lyrics about like devolving and just moving back into a cave and being a monkey and leaving society, and I love it because at first to me when we were listening to it, it sounded like he was saying that's what he wanted to do. It's just like let's just leave society and be a monkey, which I love that chorus. Leave society, be a monkey. So cool. But apparently he's just talking about all the people who are like, hey, if you don't fucking like this and you think like everyone's against you and you don't trust your neighbors and you think there's a global elite and 5G and blah blah, it's just like then leave society. Go be a fucking monkey then. Like it's just, that's kind of what he was getting at, and I love it, man. And I love that it's almost bookended with Cave World, the first song, where it's like the first song's Cave World, the last song is called Return to Monk or Monkey or whatever. But Sebastian brings back the shaky vocals that he did in Cave World also. So
in Baby Criminal?
In Baby Criminal, I'm sorry, Baby Criminal.
Yeah.
So yeah, Baby Criminal was the first track, you're right. Yeah, I love that he brings back that kind of shaky vocal, so it almost bookends the album really, really well.
Yeah. I mean, the whole album kind of has an air of like, just kind of being frustrated with the current situation, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe wishing for simpler times, or at least wishing that people who are who just believe all this bullshit would just go away.
Yeah.
You know? Stuff like that.
I think he sounds exasperated with a lot of people right now, and I think that's how a lot of us feel, man. And so this album is, again, I love the dichotomy, or almost like the double-edged sword of like, this is really dancey, really fun music, and his lyrics are really funny and silly, but he is just tapping into a whole lot of like anger and frustration and personal stuff like ADD, and his struggles with addiction and everything. So it's a really cool dichotomy. It's like the weird two sides of it, you know, where it's just like on one side it's very fun and on one side it's very dark. And I gotta say, dude, there is not one song that I did not fucking love on this album.
Man, yeah, as I said before, I'm surprised by how many influences they pull from.
Yeah.
How dynamic each song is, like how unique it is from each other.
Yeah.
The most consistent thing on the record was the ambient electronic interludes.
Yeah, it's true. And that last song, man, was just so fucking rocking. Apparently they were inspired by Rage Against the Machine on that last song. They wanted to kind of do this chanty, kind of call to arms type of song.
Yeah.
Which I really, really like, dude. All right, let's get into our two favorite songs, our choice snugs, because I have a feeling they're both going to be exactly the same. for us?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because I genuinely did not. Were there any songs that you disliked?
No, there weren't any songs I disliked. No, they were all kind of interesting in their own way, which I appreciate in an album. They all kind of had their own flavor and personality. And there wasn't one song that I thought was a flyover, but my honorable mentions are Creepy Crawlers.
Okay.
Which was just a cool ambient noise, creepy song with kind of rambling spoken word.
Yep.
And Ain't No Thief is another honorable mention.
That was another really loud one too. Super dancey.
Yeah, Prodigy vibe, distorted bass, some cool delay. But my first nug is gonna be Big Boy.
Big Boy, dude, that was such a weird song. I loved it, man.
Yeah, it was it started off with this kind of bass and this smooth jazz, and it somehow turned into kind of a hip hop song.
It turned into what if Tom Waits did a hip hop track? And that's what it sounded like.
I thought the lyrics were funny.
Yeah.
With just this dude who thinks he's hot shit just because he has like basic necessities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great track.
Yeah, I love the falsetto. I love the filter on the vocals. And they had some selective compressors right before a drop, right before that drop kind of happened.
Yeah.
Where the music kind of came in. Cool song, man.
Loved it. Yeah. Dude, every track on this album is an honorable mention for me. I genuinely really liked every single song, and it just is so exciting for me because that hasn't happened in a long time, dude. I really, really love this album. But I would say my first choice, Nug, is Creepy Crawlers.
Creepy Crawlers.
It's such a, it's just named so perfectly. It's such a creepy sounding song. Really cool, like the bass and drums playing together, that very psyched out driving rhythm that was almost like unnerving and kind of anxiety inducing. I really, really liked.
Yeah, and just the way it's this mad rambling. It kind of reminded me of a Juju song a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And some of my favorite lyrics on the album as well. It's not tapping in anything different than he's talking about in a lot of the other songs, but man, the song is just like demented and fucking creepy, and I really liked it.
Yeah, for sure.
And my second choice, Nug, I wonder if it's going to be the same, is Return to Monk.
It's Return to
Monkey. Oh, man. More psychedelic vibes. Like you said, like they're all over the place on this album. And I love that they mixed in some like modern psych stuff that's very reminiscent of King Gizzard and like All Them Witches and stuff at times. Like, man, such a good rock song, Return to Monkey.
Yeah, the way it starts off is so cool with this explosion of music. The vocals are glitched out at the beginning. It's a great thing to kick it off. It's rocking the whole time. Got that bass riff, some fuzzy kind of bass.
Yeah.
Drowns the song in some parts.
And it's such a simple riff, but it's so good. Just like that bow now 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 now.
I can imagine it's a great song to just kind of bust out and jam. It's gonna be great live. It's weirdly catchy. It's got like a couple hooks in it. And
it's kind of all over the place a little.
Yeah, and one of those hooks kind of overlaps over another hook.
Yeah, but I love the chorus. It's the leave society be a monkey. Like, so I'm like re-listening to it now, and I just started singing that the same time they did. That almost gave me goosebumps. I love Sebastian's vocals. I mean, throughout the whole album, I love his vocals, but on this one especially, it's just aggressive and angry and shaky and kind of dancey at the same, like kind of playful is what I mean at the same time, and a lot of Idols vibes from his vocals on this one too. And so again, it's like that if Idols and David Byrne fucked. I feel like that's what Viagra Boys are.
And I do think about that a lot. What would happen if they had sex?
I mean, I feel like David Byrne has got to be kind of like how corgis are, where you can breed any dog breed with a corgi, and it'll be a corgi sized Siberian Husky, or a corgi-sized German Shepherd. Yeah, so I feel like if you breed anything with David Byrne, everything's gonna look like David Byrne and sound like David Byrne, but just with a little bit of that little zest of whatever you mixed them with. His genes are too powerful.
With that being said, let's get into our ranking of the album.
Yes.
0 to 10. 10 best, 0 worst.
Yeah, man. I'll go first, dude. I was very, very pleasantly surprised by how much I love this record. I liked Welfare Jazz a lot by Viagra Boys, but I mean, this is just at a whole different level. I think they took that dance pop and post-punk sound and made it completely their own. And again, I loved every single fucking song on this record. So I have to give this like a 9.5.
Holy shit.
I mean, I fucking love this record.
Wow, that might be the highest rating you've given an album this year.
Well, I believe that, giving it this year for sure. Yeah. This is, again, like I haven't heard an album that I like every single song in a long time, man. So I'm very excited about this one.
Man, well, I believe every song that I brought on, every song was like really good, and you kind of ignored that part of it for most of the year, and that's fine.
Okay.
Because my music choices are like really refined. And,
yeah, you're so different.
Yeah, I'm very different.
You're very unique. You're such a unique unique spirit.
Well, my rating's gonna be a tad lower, just because I'm not usually into post-punk or any type of post-punk stuff, but
sure,
this album, I think, went about it in a great way. It sounds like they had a lot of fun. It sounds like they were just like, they just had the complete creative freedom to do whatever they wanted on this album.
Yeah.
And they didn't care about what anyone thought. They had these super dancey tracks. They had these kind of Gorillaz weird tracks, these electronic tracks.
Yeah.
And even a couple punk tracks, if you would believe it, or a couple rockin' ones. The message was focused and easy to discern, which I appreciate because I'm not very good at.
Because you're dumb.
Because I'm a little dumb.
Yeah.
And look, that's fine. Maybe I can leave society, be a monkey a little bit or something.
Yeah, think you'll fit in the cave world.
I tend to like the more aggressive type of this stuff.
Yeah.
But this is probably my favorite post-punk work I've heard.
Even better than Crawler or whatever by Idols?
I mean, Crawler was really good.
Amazing.
I've listened to Parquet Courts. It's better than that stuff. What other like post-punk bands are there?
Oh God, so fucking many, dude.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
But these guys have the creativity, and they have, I don't know, they're very cool. The interludes were a little.
They were random, but they were good.
They were good. I'm sure it'd make more sense if we listened in an entire listen without stopping.
For sure.
Just not being the type of stuff I'm usually into, but still really good. I'm gonna give this one like an 8.3.
Solid.
There's not really much I can say bad about it. Honestly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, seriously, like I don't know if there's anything I would change on this record at all. Man, fucking Viagra Boys, kudos to you guys, man.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? This is an amazing album. Buddies, thank you so much for watching. What did you guys think of this record? Are you guys huge fans of Viagra Boys? Like, tell us in the fucking comments. Let us know what other bands like this are out there that we might be able to fucking listen to. Let us know what albums coming out soon that you would want us to talk about. We're going to be doing shorties every single week this summer, talking about all this amazing new music that's coming out. Please let us know, man. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at EBPcast. Follow us on our YouTube page. And yeah, man, get involved, dude. We are coming out with a listener suggested episode pretty soon. We're going to be talking about 4 different albums that our listeners have suggested to us. And we want to keep doing that shit, man. So keep sending us recommendations. We've been having a lot of fun doing this shit. And yeah, thanks for watching. Brett, anything else? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, man. I want to plug a couple fucking like tags I'm working on. I got like very animal themed
Okay, okay.
It's going over the notes of albums we're supposed to be listening to, but I
Yeah.
kind of like the X eyes. I think is cool, and like the tongue out.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I want to give
Yeah.
like a feeling of like motion, but I'm not a very good drawer and something like that.
You don't say. Oh,
I thought always exploding or like basket case or split would be like a good word to put on top of it.
Okay, okay.
So if you see that around, it was me.
Okay, give him an upvote if you see it around too. Give him shoot Brett some love.
Shoot me an upvote, please. Send an upvote in the mail. My PO address is going to be in the description.
Yes. And thanks again for watching and listening, buds. Brett, what would you rate this episode?
I'm going to rate this episode a fucking monk out of monkey.
Oh, so pretty good.
It's, almost perfect. Missing
Yeah.
the Y. But
A five
we almost
out
got
of
it.
6. A 5 out of 6. I think that's
Right,
acceptable.
yeah.
That was weird because that's exactly the rating I was going to give it. So, thank you for watching, buddies.
Bye, y'all.
Brett, this was good.
Lucas, this was good.
Bye.